Hello there. Let me see. This is the first one. Whoop, no, that's not going to do it. Um, invite. Give me a second here. Oh, there we go. Trying to invite Amy on.
Hey Liz. Hey guys, Amy should be coming soon. Yep. All right, Amy, you're gonna have to help me. How do we? Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hello, hello. Thanks for hopping on here.
Yes, absolutely. I was gonna try to do Facebook too, so we had it in a couple different areas. Sorry, I'm turning the volume up.
No, that's okay. I didn't know what I was doing when I hopped on here. I was like, I've never done this before. I've never gone live in Instagram, I don't think. And then to invite somebody, I'm like, oh shoot, I hope it's idiot proof.
Yeah, right? Well, not always, but anyways, I'm excited for us to talk more about gut health. It was a really good idea.
Absolutely. Yeah. And Amy and I want to start doing more of these too. So just so you know, we would love feedback from any of you. Like if you want us to tackle another topic or just, feedback for us would be great. All
Um,
right.
Sorry, I was trying to go live on my other one. Okay, I love it. Let's get it started. Should we introduce ourselves or just go for it? I mean, we're on our feeds, right? They should know us
Yeah,
now.
yeah, they know who we are. I think we're good. We don't have to waste their time. We're trying to keep these quick and concise too.
Um, oh wait, mine never went live on Facebook.
Okay. Well,
Three,
I'm Shelby.
two,
That's
one.
Amy. There we go. Hooray!
Hooray! So
We can
I'm
get
live
this
on
rolling.
Facebook, but so no one's gonna see you, but just so people know that it's a
That's okay.
conversation. Hopefully they can hear you.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. All right, so really quickly, just want to talk about gut health and the importance of it, right? And give you a couple little tips and tricks that we have discovered along our way along the way with the clients that we have, and also just some of the education that we've learned too. You want to
Yes,
go?
one thing that I mean, honestly, the one thing that we've learned in our 8 and 9 years, and just working with people with nutrition is it really does come from the gut. I as a personal trainer was always like, oh, you can, exercise, and of course you can exercise off calories, but you cannot exercise into better health. And so we really want to explain why and what that looks like. So Shelby,
Yeah,
did you want to explain microbiome real quick, or do you want me to? Are
you
you good
can.
with that? Okay.
Yeah.
So just quickly, because a lot of people I think know gut health is important, right? You're starting to hear about it more now, but why? Well, in your gut is microbiome, and I have notes too, just so I'm like correct on what I'm talking about. But um, it refers specifically to the microorganisms that are microorganisms, slow it down, that live in your intestine, and we have about 300 to 500 different species of bacteria. Some of them are good and some of them are not good, but a huge majority of them play a role in our gut, like, or in our health in so many different facets. And so that's what we're going to touch on also. So
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the biggest things is sugar, right? And in fact, Amy and I were talking about doing this today, and like, oh, okay, let's go live. And I happened to read an article that was talking about after that how they're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. And I thought that was kind of interesting because a lot of it has to come from, how your gut reacts to that sugar, and it creates that brain fog and it creates actual lack of cognition, which I thought was insane and very timely for us to be doing this right now too.
right, exactly. Now not only stems into things that are happening to us currently, but the long-term effects. So
100%.
and I
Yep.
think that too, when we don't necessarily feel bad, and actually our bodies are very adaptable. So a lot of times we don't really feel great, but we just go along with it 'cause we're like, getting older, supposed to feel that way. But listen, like that accrues over time. So what you're doing now to your health is going to show up tenfold later. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
key to know too, is you got to pay attention to what we're doing now, because in the long term, how is that going to play out?
Right, right. And that is one of the top, it's the second reason on this little list that we have here, right, is a high sugar diet and just processed foods in general. Because, and the article also said, which I thought was cute, was if it comes in a bag or a box with a barcode, beware.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good little way to kind of keep that in mind. And it's not like you can never have those things again, or not that you can't have them ever, right? But it's just a matter of balancing that out and knowing how it's going to affect you and paying attention to your body, right? And being mindful. The other things that are on here is like, sleep disturbances, skin irritation, autoimmune conditions, upset stomach, which I think that's kind of the first thing that we realize, yeah, that, something's going wrong with us, right? Or that our body's not loving something that we ate. And then food intolerances. And those are the top 7 here. And if you want, you can, direct message us and we can send you the article that we found that we're going off of here. And it kind of goes into more detail on each one. But I think those are all pretty self-explanatory, right? And the skin irritation too, Amy, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off here, but
No,
the
go
skin
ahead.
irritation, I like in that, people have eczema or they have acne. People think, oh, it's something that came in onto our bodies that I am reacting to, when in fact it's your body screaming from the inside that something's going on in there in your gut, and it needs to be, released in some way, shape, or form. And that's how it's kind of sending the red flags to you. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But there's 7 things that you can do that help your gut health. You want to go over those, Amy?
Yes, absolutely. And I like that. And really note too, so your gut is obviously internal, but how it is affected can also be external. Like Shelby was just saying, what we put on your skin, the toxins in our air, like, we have to be mindful. So we love that we can just provide some knowledge and, to give you power in making those changes. So some of the things, one, obviously lower stress. And again, that's just not like work life stress. That can be the stress in your environment. That can be the stress that you're doing to your body by what you're putting on it and in it. Okay, so we're talking about multitude of stress, getting enough sleep, which, I think should be fairly obvious. But if you're not eating the right foods, your body can have a hard time, with its sleep patterns. So in that sense too, when we clean up our gut health, our sleep actually gets better. So those are some of the top 2, but there's definitely more. Shelby, do you want to go over a couple of the other ones?
Sure. Eating slowly. We all have those people in our family or friends who are like the lightning fast eaters, right? And then they go, oh, my belly hurts or whatever. Well, that's your body is going, hey, give me some time, people, slow your roll, right? And then as well as staying hydrated. So, and it's not a matter of, people go, oh, I drink water. I drink enough water. And I fall into that category too. I drink enough water, but what is my body absorbing? What am I doing to help my body absorb the maximum amount that it needs? And that's what we really need to pay attention to, is what we absorb, not just what we are intaking. And then taking a prebiotic or a probiotic is super important as well. And that just goes back to that microbiome. We just want to make sure that the gut flora, right, it has its own little environment in there. We want to try and keep it healthy and not too acidic. And then we can make sure that all the other organs are getting what they need as well from there. And you want to do the other 2?
Yes. And the last 2 are check for food intolerances and change your diet. And you know what? Those last 2, I think, are the 2 biggest ones that people have the hardest time with, because how many foods do we have? What do you know what your intolerances are? And how do you figure those out? And I think that's honestly what I love most about what Shelby and I get to do. We get to dial that down to something that's super simple. And it really is like reforming habits that show you what your intolerances are. Is that on my end? Is there a noise? I hear a noise in the background.
It's Addie getting ice. Sorry.
Oh.
She said
like,
she's sorry.
Some high-pitched noise, and I'm like, what's happening?
Oh, no. It's ice. I'm sorry.
Oh. So anyways, I think that can be a big steak to bite off and chew. And we really try to dial it down into smaller pieces. So you have not only the results that you need and that so your body feels better, but so that they turn into lifelong habits. And listen, like, I've been in health and wellness for a long time. So I have really, and Shelby too, we've really got a grasp on it. So I think a lot of people assume that we've never had issues. I'm like, are you kidding? That's why we're doing this, because we've had issues up and down the wall, and we still have to try to figure things out, right? Like there's nothing that's perfect about our bodies. We're always navigating. But I think what we've learned and using these tools is showing people how to navigate those, like really listening to your body and, what foods affect it. You'll know what foods cause you to not sleep well. You'll know what foods give you the bloat. You'll know what foods spike your blood sugar and then crash it. So it's so helpful to just be able to identify that. It's not like Shelby said earlier, like you're just never going to have, those foods again. You're just going to know in what and I guess you're in moderation, right?
Right. Or you're going to make those conscious decisions. Like Brian knows if he has chocolate as a dessert, he's going to have weird dreams. That's his thing. For how funny is that? And that's my husband, Brian, by the way. But and I know for me, I know I have triggers with wheat and dairy, and especially if I've been kind of having a little bit more wheat or dairy than normal, I can make that decision and say, okay, I'm going to be itchy if I have X, Y, or Z, because that's how I react. Is it worth it? Sometimes it is. Most of the time it's not. So we need to eliminate for a while, and that's why we love the 30-day, but we eliminate for a little bit, and then we add back in, and we see what foods serve us and what foods don't. And seeing our clients light up and the light bulbs that hit are just the greatest thing that we could ever do. So we're thrilled. Hi, Stevie. Hi, Stacy.
Hi. Good to have you. No, but exactly.
Thanks for hopping on.
Well, and exactly that, you guys, we need to start feeling better. I think we have it in reverse. Like most of us, because we're so aesthetic and in social media these days, you see, and then you want to become. I'm like, we actually need to feel and then become. Right. And I think that is like, and the most important thing I can even coming to you as a personal trainer, like your nutrition has to come first. And I'm going to tell you, I am a smaller individual, but I'm not living off of salad and celery, so like you can eat good, wholesome, good tasting meals that fill and fuel your body and not feel deprived. Okay. And that's the thing with getting your gut health into check. Like you need to eat a variety of foods. And then honestly, in that process, you get to discern which of those foods work for you and don't. We do lean towards lean meats or no meats, and you might discover, oh my gosh, my body just doesn't feel good on with meat. And we're definitely not saying vegan or no vegan or whatever. I'm just saying like in the process of cleaning up your gut, you not only sleep better, feel better, but you also start really identifying, oh, you know what? I just feel so amazing with leaner meats or no meat. So it's cool.
It is. I mean, that's what helped me, it got me interested in nutrition. And same thing, being a fitness instructor for 3 decades. Can we talk about that for a moment? How did that happen? But anyway, but I got into it because I was saying the words along with Jane Fonda on my VHS tape when I was doing those, when I was a cheerleader. And, when days I had practice, and just thought, oh, it's something that I can continue to do. Right. And I love that doing that at home at 18, 17 helped me become, helped instill those lifelong habits. I was talking to my daughter who's 15, and she was saying how, she just doesn't like working out, right? It's just not her favorite thing. Okay, she gets to take dance PE next year. She's super excited for that. And we're like, she goes, do you ever struggle with that? I'm like, yeah, no, I did when I was your age, but now it's just ingrained in me, And I think the same thing happens with when you discover what foods serve you and what foods don't. How you can feel, how you feel after. And it's just, it makes such a big difference to the quality of your life. Most people don't even understand that piece. Like, I think most people get into it for losing weight, and that ends up being the bonus. That ends
Mm-hmm.
up being just the icing on the cake because their brain fog has cleared up. Maybe they did have some eczema or acne or whatever that they got resolved. There's so many things that are attributed to what we put in our mouth and what we put on our skin. We don't even realize it. And so Amy and I, our purpose, for being here is just getting it on more people's radar, just
Mm-hmm.
to pay attention. Keep a food journal for 3 days, and I tell you what, you will see what your issues are in 3 stinking days. That's it. And you
Yep.
don't even have to make any changes. Just in the beginning, just write down everything that you eat. No judgment. Write down everything that you eat and how you feel. The end.
So, and I too will promise you this, the more, I'm trying to like be careful with my words, but there's such a huge magnitude of, I think, health issues going on, and most underlying factors just are the gut, your gut health, and the inflammation that's caused in your body. So you can go off in all these super micro tangents of figuring out X, Y, and Z, when really, if you start at the very, very basics of just eliminating certain highly inflammatory foods, you really can uncover a lot of what's going on just by starting there. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? Like we all want to go, figure it out and go like the 10th step, when really we need to start at the first step and just start pulling the inflammation out of our body, reducing the stress load, allowing your gut to do what it's supposed to do, function properly. And then like letting all those other things, like, how would you say it? Am I explaining that right, Shelby?
Yeah. Yeah. You're just removing the interference so your body can do what it's supposed to do. And, yes, we both collaborate, with a company, but you don't need a particular brand. You don't need, like, yes, we love ours, but you can make little tiny changes here and there. And when you're ready to jump into something, we want to help,
Yeah.
and I think that's one thing that people think, oh my gosh, I have to do the full 30 days and I have to omit these 7 things, and they're freaking out that they can't do it. And we all can, right? But first of all, it's 30 days, not that big of a deal. But if it overwhelms you, do one thing. Talk to us. Reach out to both of us, and we can figure out. I like to ask my clients, Amy, I don't know how you do it, but I ask my clients 7 things. I list 7 things that we omit, and I say, scale of 1 to 10, what do you eat the most throughout the week? And then we start with the bottom ones, and we
Yeah.
go from there. Because then they realize, oh, I can do this. Okay, we start with the bottom one for 3 days. Then go to the next one for 3 days. Then the next one for 3 days. They're already paying attention to those upper ones that we don't even get to them because they're handling them first. Because
Right.
they feel competent and successful. And that's,
Well,
when I had my fitness studio, that's all I wanted.
yeah, and I
Go
think
ahead.
that's a great gift about having us, coach you, is we definitely meet you where you're at. So if you're like the
Mm-hmm.
all or nothing, we can meet you there. But if you need to graduate into it, it's just, and that's the thing, like the beauty of health. Like it doesn't have to be jump in, all in and then sink or swim. It's literally, we want you
Right.
to step through this so that you really take these on as a lifestyle, and actually even start talking to yourself a little differently. A lot of people say, like you said, I don't like exercise. Well, my mom used to say that all the time. And now, and then she called it energize. Like I come and I get energized. And so she just switched her mindset on what she
Yep.
was referring to it as and what it had to look like. And I promise you, you will start enjoying it. You'll start enjoying your food differently and better. You'll start enjoying movement like more and better, because one, you have the energy for it.
Right.
And two,
Right.
it's actually going to start making you feel good. If your body is toxic, exercise can make you feel poorly, to tell you the truth, more stressed out, more tired. So we want to flip that switch. So on all levels, you start actually talking to yourself differently about what being healthy looks like. So, and for us, it starts with the gut. So that's
Yep.
our gut
Yep.
check, reality check, right?
Love it. Love it. Love it. That's perfect. And like we said, if there's any other topics you want, I think mindset needs to be another one. I think our next
Yeah.
one should be mindset. So we got to talk about. But if
Yeah.
you have any topics, please send them our way. We would love to address them and keep looking for these because we're gonna keep popping up here on your feeds. And thanks so much for hanging out with us for a bit.
Yes, we appreciate it. Have a great day and a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.